This is where we come from, yeah, we did it. City on my back, I'm committed. This is where we come from, yeah, we made it. Now the whole team celebrating. We like, oh, 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 oh. They knew me for the old me. They can't stop me now, I'm with the whole team. No beginner, I'm a winner. Took a couple losses, now I'm cooking, let me simmer. Yeah, tunnel vision, all I see is win, 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 win. This my city section where you been. We move faster along, but go further together. We can weather any weather forever. A dream team, I done seen things. Confidence is on 100,000. I got family for miles, running up the mileage. Made it through some trials and some tribulations. Now me and the team, I had celebrating, yeah. This is where we come from, yeah, we did it. City on my back, I'm committed. This is where we come from, yeah, we made it. Now the whole team celebrating. We like, oh, 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 oh. You probably thought you knew. A new day is approaching, turn the gray skies into blue. I grew up on these same blocks, school of hard knocks. Had to get it on a hard time, took the hard shots, but we made it. Anticipated, highly decorated. The whole team is winning, celebrated. The victory is all mine, and everything is alright. And you know how to see things, confidence is on 100,000. I got family for miles, running up the mileage. Made it through some trials and some tribulations. Now me and the team, I had celebrating, yeah. This is where we come from, yeah, we did it. City on my back, I'm committed. This is where we come from, yeah, we made it. Now the whole team celebrating. We like, oh, 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 oh.
All right, what up, though? Oh, that was the wrong one. My bad. We gotta do it the right way. There we go. I need the right trend. Now I'm gonna do the graphics and all that stuff. Man, oh man, what's up, everybody? Happy Black Friday. If you go shop and get your boy something, all right. I got an 85 inch in the house. I want an 86 inch. One thing, what's your Achilles heel? Like, what is your thing that it doesn't matter how many times you buy it, you could buy another one? For me, it's a TV. I love big TVs. My mother used to hate it. When I was young and I lived with my mom, I wanted a QVC projector. The screen was like 106 inches. So for me, it's a television. No matter when I have one, I could buy one every 2 years. I would love that. So anyway, I got an 85 inch I might consider selling, but it has no box. It's a Samsung. Yeah, because I might want another one. But anyway, that's a different show. Shout out to you guys, man. Hopefully, let me see where we at. What's up, Camille? Kiera, what's going on? Huge Thanksgiving win. What's up, Lions Live Wire? Braylon says, I wish we could cut off injuries. Yeah, me too. Hey, bro, I got a Steal for Lions Bills ticket, and I'm finally going to the game. I really hope I get the chance to meet you. Yes, I will be at that game, man. Congratulations. Yes, Eberflus got fired. I made a video about it. It's going to drop in a little bit. We're going to talk about it here as well. Sadly, Braylon, I don't. Damn, man, that sucks. I got a huge steal. I paid $480 for level 100. Them tickets going for $800. That's crazy. Gibbs on top says, get me a new phone. Hatters, what's up? Victory Friday. Yeah, we're going to have 2 in a row, but we got a lot to talk about today. Let me see. We got 2 shows. We got 3 shows, including this one. We got one Monday. We got one Wednesday. Lions play on Thursday. But man, we got hit yesterday. We got, absolutely destroyed. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, man. We'll be on for an hour. Y'all might think YouTube is easy. It's not, especially when you're just one person, man. It is difficult, bro. If you want to stay on top of the food chain like I am, you gotta continue, continually be on top of the game. So everybody knows Malcolm Rodriguez is out for the season, torn ACL, which sucks. I think about him as a soon-to-be father and him being able to care for his child whenever it's going to be born. If it's going to be born within the next maybe 2 or 3 months, he might have a difficult time getting around, man. But, I'm sure family members will help out and stuff like that. But as a first-time father, which I assume Malcolm is, that's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough to deal, they're going to need their mother to be close to the mom. But, as dads, man, we'd like to be there too. You know what I'm saying? I think me being close to my son when he was born made us have the bond that we have now. And he actually lives with me and my wife. So, yeah, fathers try just as hard, man. The mothers get it automatically. We got to work for ours. And Malcolm Rodriguez is going to have to work even harder now that he's going to be hurt. So that kind of sucks. For me, it's cooking appliances. Okay. All right. Chef Boyardee, I see you. Yo, Derek, Eagles fans are dogging us saying that they're a better team. I don't care what they say. What's up, Tyrone? Do you do meet and greets at home games? Do I do meet? No, bro. No, I don't do that at all. But I have been thinking about it. But when you get to the stadium, it's so crazy. You know what I mean? Trying to get from one side to the other. But what I might do is do something like if the game starts at like this game is at 4:25. I'm hoping they don't flex it because I think it's either one of the weeks they can start flexing games. So I'm thinking about like the gates open at, let me see, 4:30, 4:25. So they open at probably 2 o'clock. So I'm thinking about maybe like, I don't know, if you get there by 3 or 3:30 or something, we meet at a location and do whatever. But it gets extremely difficult. What's up? Zach says afternoon. Man, that was close. Yeah, it was. I think Brad makes another somewhat bigger move. The Lions still have 2 spots open on the practice squad. Thank you, Lions, because I was thinking about that. Had to go check out some highlights on Alexander. These injuries are just stacking, shaking my head. Absolutely. Anybody but Vildor. I truly hope them Steven Nelson rumors gain some traction. Oh, Steven Nelson so Shift God, I only saw one group of people put that out, and I have no one else has reported that. So if I'm sorry, but they have no credibility to me. They don't, as far as I know, they don't have an NFL insider, so they're the same as me. They might have Braylon Edwards, who, used to play for it in the NFL, but they have no credibility, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? They have just as much as I do, which is 0. I'm just a dude talking about a team. Is there any chance on J.J. Watt? I think no. J.J. seems to be content. He seems to be very content. I do think there's a chance on Jason Pierre-Paul. I really think. And I think that hold on. Wait a minute. Let me see something. Because Jason Pierre-Paul, let me see. Okay, no, he played for the Saints last season. He has no connection to Dan and Aaron. Saw Brett, Shaq Barrett came out of retirement, and the Dolphins are going to claim him. Okay, so the Dolphins declined to bring Shaq Barrett back, so he is done for the season. He's out for the season. I saw that yesterday. He is out for the season. Shaq Barrett is out for the season. If I read the tweet correctly, the Miami Dolphins had the option they had to 4 o'clock like Wednesday. And I saw yesterday that he's expected to be done I did see that correctly. He's done for the season. But I don't know why I'm coughing all of a sudden. I wasn't coughing all day today. But the Lions, man, are in trouble. I want to show y'all something. And we're going to have our first segment right now. All right. Let's do this. Bring this over here, and then we'll go from here. All right. Man, the Detroit Lions got the victory over the Chicago Bears in Week 13, but it came at a cost. I mean, we lost Malcolm Rodriguez, Josh Pascal went down, Levi Onwuzurike went down. We lost 3 people on the defense and 2 on the defensive line. And we don't know the severity of Josh and Levi right now, but I'm sure we'll find out. We do know that Malcolm is out for the season, and that sucks. But I saw this from Nolan Bianchi, his Twitter, and the purpose of this is, do the Detroit Lions still have what it takes to actually make a Super Bowl push? If you're going to play, you need players. You're going to have to players. And it reminds me of 2019. If you guys go back to 2019, the Detroit Lions had 21 players on injured reserve, and one of those guys was our then quarterback, Matthew Stafford. But I saw this today, and I said, I have to talk about this. This is strictly on the defensive side of the ball. All right, coming from Nolan Bianchi's Twitter account. Hopefully you guys can see this. This is the depth chart and who's out on IR, questionable. Okay, look at this. This is our starters right here. Malcolm Rodriguez, this is before he was ruled out. He is out with a torn ACL. Carlton Davis missed yesterday, but hopefully he can come back against the Green Bay Packers. If not, for sure against the Buffalo Bills after that 10-day break. Josh Pascal, we have no idea what his problem is. That's 3 starters on defense. We got Kendall Vildor out there taking reps. And we know what happened with Kendall Vildor last year. Go to the second string. Shout out to Al-Qaeden Muhammad. Did his thing yesterday. Mekhi Wingo, questionable. Levi, questionable. Jalen Reeves-Maybin, IR. Look at this. Emmanuel Mosley. Check this out. Let me cut back to me real quick. Emmanuel Mosley, quote, heard something pop before the game yesterday, but he shouldn't be out for too long. I'm like, that sounds like an oxymoron to me. I hope he's okay, though, because we need all the help we can get. Right now, I wouldn't be mad if we go get Xavier Howard. I mean, we need bodies. That's all playoffs are about, is just bringing in bodies. That's why we brought in Bruce Irvin last year this time. Bruce Irvin was about to make his start last year this time. So I wouldn't be mad at anybody. Third string. Now, this is all the people that are on IR. Davenport, Lynn, Pecco, done for the season. Rakestraw, Melifonwu could come back. Derek Barnes could come back. Alexander Zaloni expected to be back. John Kaminsky expected to be back. David Batta out for the season. And Aidan Hutchinson with a shot in the dark. And that's if we make the Super Bowl. That's if we make the Super Bowl. So the question that I have for you guys is, do the Lions still have enough to make a Super Bowl push? Now, I can't be mad at anybody. I'm not mad at Brad. I'm not mad at the players. Injuries happen. This is a 100% injury sport. You are going to get injured. I don't want to say thankfully, but a lot of the injuries, if you take out, let's look at this again. Let's take a look at this again. If you take out who was a starter, we got Aidan Hutchinson. He was a starter. We have Alexander Zaloni was a starter, and Marcus Davenport were starters. Everybody else that's on IR, they were role players. When you come here, Levi, not really a starter. Mekhi, not a starter. Emmanuel, not a starter. Malcolm Rodriguez, not a starter. So Pascal and Carlton Davis of the new batch of injured players are starters. We still could win the Super Bowl because this is our core group, but we're going to have to fill some bodies. We're going to have to fill some bodies. So I think we can still do it, but we're going to have to get quality players to come in here. Now, shout out to somebody in the comment section on Lion Syndicate when I made the video about injuries and Malcolm Rodriguez, that Brad Holmes, we know this, has an Excel spreadsheet of people that he is consistently looking at during the season. Practice squad individuals, because that's the only place you're going to get them if you don't bring somebody off the couch. Last year, Bruce Irvin was a couch dweller. He was eating bonbons, man. That's the same thing. So I think, I truly believe, bro, that Jason Pierre-Paul is going to be part of this team. He really is. We cannot take any more injury on that defensive line. If Pascal's gone, if Levi's gone, we're going to have to dig in the well. The guy is 35 years old. You can't make an excuse about age. We brought in a 36-year-old last year. So age ain't nothing but a number when you're trying to win a Super Bowl. Calais Campbell is 39 years old and is balling out of control. I do not care anymore. Bring whoever you have to bring. I've been joking about this. I am available for kick returns. 1 kick return. That's all you're getting from me. I'll fair catch it, or if I can do it, you know what I'm saying? Just give me about 30 minutes to practice fielding returns, and we good, bro. Put the jug machines out there. Let me come in early and get some work in, and I got you. I can bring my own helmet. This ain't even a field use helmet, but I'm bringing it. All right. So let me know. Do you think the Detroit Lions still have what it takes to win a Super Bowl right now? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes. All right. But it's getting close. It's getting close. We're going to have to dig in the well to get some depth deep in the well. Right. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. It don't matter. The player Aaron Glenn's system is great. What's up, GS? What's good with you, bro? Mosley got injured in warmups. Yeah, he said he heard something pop. Mosley never touching the field as a Lion again. Isaiah Thomas is still on the practice squad. Get him back. They're out there to get some reps. Yeah, I expect so we signed Quan to replace Malcolm. But I expect we got 2 more spots on the practice squad. Smart move headphones. The only way we play in the playoffs is by winning in shootouts. That's simple. Trade for a player next season. You silly. Kick returns IR. Hey, I'm just saying, bro. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Would you volunteer for 1 kick return if it meant the Lions would win a Super Bowl? Would you, and you had to return it? would you volunteer? And if you're watching this on playback after the live stream has ended, would you volunteer? That's what I need. You know what, YouTube? I need you to do me a favor. I need YouTube to give moderators the ability to start a poll. I need that because I would love one of y'all to start a poll about doing that. 1,000,000% I'll take that hospital stay. Nope, Kenneth, no. You had to return 1 kick. Let me see. I do it. This the new kickoff rules. Hey, a shout out to DJ Reader. Absolutely, man. So let me give y'all a clown suit update. Clown suit update for those of you familiar with the clown suit situation. The clown suit update is as follows. The Lions got 5 sacks yesterday, but 4.5 came from the defensive line, I think. So DJ Reader, Lions have played 12 games. DJ Reader has played 11. DJ Reader got sacks 2 and 3 yesterday. So he's already passed his sack quota, okay? He's already done. Now he's done. He just needs to play 1 more game. And in 5 games, the Detroit Lions need 6 sacks. And I'm thinking about going, if I make it to the playoff game, I will go to the playoff game in a clown suit. If they get it before that and I make it to any Lions game, well, I don't know because it's going to be cold and like the Bears play outside, and I'm not wearing it to San Francisco if I still make that trip, but I will wear it. If I make it to the last home game, because I don't know if I'm going to the playoffs, I'll wear it there. A blue fro, a blue nose, the whole 9 yards. Bears just fired their coach. Yes, they did. At 47, I do it all game. I line up at DB, practicing all Thanksgiving. Hey, y'all some real ones. I would too, man. But yeah, the Lions are definitely, it's going to be tough for them to, we got things that we need to do, man. We need to do this. Now, we got to talk about somebody that, and I make videos for both channels. So I got a video coming out on Lions Syndicate. I haven't recorded it yet, but I'm going to record it when we're done. And we got to have a conversation. Okay. And this is what I'll be talking about. Let me cue everything up real quick. What's up, Fresh? What you say, bro? Let me see. T-State says, put me on the field. I'm 19, haven't played since 3 years ago. I played basketball, but I might make that switch. Our defense is becoming depleted with all these injuries. I'm 5'2", 105, but I try. Hey, Khalif Raymond probably 5'5" and a buck, 50. Hey, just fair catch that joint. I don't think we're favored to win the Super Bowl now. Bears kind of exposed Jarrett being a civilian. No, bro. No. No. I'm about to get out there at DB. Hey, that's what we should do, bro. We should be like, y'all remember like the Planeteers? Captain Planet, we should all come together, man, and get out there for the Lions. Wouldn't that be crazy if fans could volunteer to play and you signed a waiver? You got paid. You didn't play for free. You got paid, but you signed a waiver that whatever happens to you is on you. Okay, here we go. Would you, if the Lions said, we'll drop you whatever amount of money. So let me see. Practice squad players, whatever a practice squad player get. So let's say you get $50,000, and you have to play at least 1 snap. You have to actually do something. And they said, you sign a waiver. You can't sue us, but we'll pay for your medical bills. If you get hurt, we'll pay for your medical stay. Would you do it, bro? That'd be crazy. 45 years old. I'll be out there, bro. I done already broken a bone, man. Oh, Lord Jesus. It was a short week for our team. Yes, Fresh, I agree with you. I agree. The Lions, they played just like other teams in the National Football League, but we played 3 games in 11 days. So, I mean, last year we went 2-1 out of those games. I think we lost to the Bears once, beat the Bears once, lost to them once, and then, you could really see the team was tired. Our team, so I agree, but why do we always go straight to, he didn't throw any turnovers yesterday. He didn't fumble. He didn't do anything. Come on, man. We've already had this. That's what annoys me about some of y'all is the wishy-washiness, man. I can't stand it. Jason said he would do it. Can the Lions pick up Shaq Barrett? Okay, no. Shaq Barrett is not available. So here's what happened. The Miami Dolphins had until Wednesday at 4 o'clock to pick up his non-retirement, okay? If they chose not to, which is what they did, he is done for the season. You have until week 13 to unretire every season. Now, Shaq could unretire for next season, and the Miami Dolphins, I believe, would still own the rights to him. And it's a very similar situation with Calvin Johnson. So it's up to them. They were in control, and that's why you don't retire. You got to be sure. But I think I read somewhere that his 2 or 3 year old daughter passed away in the offseason or something like that. And he probably was dealing with some things and then just saw because these players, man, you've been playing football your whole life and then you don't. It's tough. I mean, look at Tom Brady. Tom Brady lost everything for football. He lost he lost his wife, his kids, he gotta gain them back in a way. So, you gotta be careful. You gotta know what you're doing. But no, they cannot, he cannot play. Always be killing Jared. He had a QB rated. It's just the only thing the Bears exposed was Ben Johnson's atrocious second half play calling. He abandoned the run. I agree, DC. Like, you watch Ben and you just like, Ben, what are you doing, bro? You know what I cannot stand? If it's 3rd down and 2, and I know the Lions, they do this a lot. And sometimes, when it works, it looks great. If I hate shotgun on 3rd down and 2. If you're going to run, I cannot stand that. Just, what are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? But the Lions, that's what they do. Let me see. I think everything is in a slump midway through the season. We may be in ours considering the early bye week. Yeah, you know what? I'm worried about the depth of this team. The depth of this team. Like, the depth is taking hits. You know what I'm saying? But the reason I brought up dual comment content is because you'll see a lot of the same videos. I try to, if I make the same video, I try to make it in a different, with a different approach so that it's not like the same exact content. But we got to talk about somebody, all right? And I think this is going to be okay. So the Detroit Lions won against the Chicago Bears yesterday, and it was a great, great time. Penei Sewell is taking handoffs. He was about to pass. I'm like, what are we doing? Then it took 5 people to push him out of bounds. I loved it and hated it at the same time. We'll be talking about that later on as well. But there's a player who's been in the news for all the wrong reasons. And I have had the discussion with you guys that if you cry wolf, you can only do it for so long. Now, I think that I'm going to surprise you here with my reaction, and we're talking about Jameson Williams flipping the ball at the defender on the sideline who is not in the game and wind up setting our team back, okay? Now, I'm not upset with this. I'm not. Does he need to grow up and get better? Yeah, but I'm not popping the gasket. You know why? This is a combat sport. These guys battle for a living, right? The stuff that they do on the field can only be done on the field. You take that anywhere else, that's assault, right? So it's a combat. So for any Lion, any NFL player to keep their cool after a play is outstanding to me. And then again, you have what's been happening during the game. Was it smack talk? I heard that the dude tripped J-Mo or tried to trip him. I could not see that clip, but nonetheless, Jameson Williams flicks the ball back in the defender's face. The ref sees it, tacks on 15 extra yards. It set us back, right? But if you go back to the game against the Indianapolis Colts, Jahmyr Gibbs got a taunting penalty. It was after he scored a touchdown, but you see the difference? You see what perception, how it matters? Perception matters. Jahmyr Gibbs, Sonic and Knuckles, everything is great. No problems on or off the field. Jameson Williams does it, however, and yes, he was getting absolutely destroyed by Antoine Randall L. I don't know if he came back in the game. I really don't know. Somebody said he was benched. I love that the Lions did that. I love that they did that. You can't let that stuff happen. Now, you could argue that Jahmyr Gibbs had already scored a touchdown, and Dan Campbell said they can do whatever they want when it comes to the celebration, but this wasn't a celebration, but as long as it doesn't cost the team yardage, all right? And Jahmyr Gibbs did, but it was after a play, but it was essentially the same call. It was taunting versus taunting. It was Jameson versus Jahmyr. It was one person you always hear in the news for not the right reasons, and one person you never hear nothing about. It is just like we saw Brian Branch last week against the Colts. Now they're queuing in. It's just like Rasheed Wallace with the Pistons back in the mid-2000s. They're zooming in on Jameson Williams. They're zooming in on Brian Branch. I'm not mad at it. We won the game. I wasn't mad at it at the time. I understood it. But you got to be able to think, in addition to that, Jameson Williams is 22 years old. He's 22 years old. He got to get it together, right? He's 5 years older than my teenage son. His brain ain't even fully developed yet. So, but am I giving him a pass? I'm not. But I understood it. It happened in the moment. It was a bad play, bad decision. But what he did is he apologized to his team unsolicited, which means that nobody asked him to do that. Nobody told him to do that. He did it. Here's what Dan Campbell had to say about that call. Says, yeah, and look, I'll be honest with you. That's already cleaned up. It's already cleaned up, so we're good. As a matter of fact, and this is big of Coach, because he knows what the narrative is becoming for Jameson Williams. And Coach, bro, this guy, Dan Campbell, is really, he's really taking on that father-coach role with Jameson Williams. Says, in fact, J-Mo got right in front of the team a minute ago, unsolicited, and wanted to apologize to his teammates. That's big. That's growth. So all good. This is the second time in 3 weeks, and I keep using the wrong transition. This is the second time in 3 weeks that Dan Campbell has vouched for Jameson Williams. And this isn't about whether Jameson Williams is nothing about whether he's a good or bad person. It is about the fact that you can only do stuff so many times. And yes, something is small. And if you were watching the Pistons back in the mid-2000s, the referees would start to key on Rasheed Wallace. And they would, so Rasheed is like Brian Branch. They're going to be watching everything Brian Branch does. And Jameson Williams is kind of falling into that category. You got to be smart because it's the same thing. Jahmyr Gibbs got a taunting call during the Colts game, 15 yards. Did we score already? Yeah, right? So it's kind of, a kickoff is not the same. It's not the same, but the call is the same, right? The fine, the penalty is the same, but it depending on what happens when it's done, it matters. So Jameson Williams hurt us scoring. Jahmyr Gibbs just affected a kickoff. But you got to be smarter. You got to be smarter. And Antoine Randall L. was absolutely destroying him yesterday. And I think this is good for Jameson. Let's take a look. I want to show y'all this. This is Jameson Williams and Antoine Randall L. And I saw this, and I love this. I love this. Antoine Randall L., Super Bowl champion. He not trying to hear this. He not trying to hear it. That's how your daddy talk to you. Your daddy, let me stop. Your daddy talks to you like that. There's no excuse. I would love to know what he was saying during that whole transaction. But Jameson Williams, I'm not mad. It happens. It happens. This stuff is in the moment. any of us, look, somebody bump us on the street, we ready to go, right? So I'm not mad at this. I don't know what was happening with Jameson Williams, but he's got to get, and you know what? I think he will. Because Jameson Williams has already grown in maturity since he was drafted. We've seen that. Year one, he was complaining that remember it was stuff coming out that he wanted to play. He thought he was well enough to play, but the coaches and they hadn't taken him off the NFI list yet, right? So I think Jameson is growing. We got to give him more time, but he's running out of time from the outside narrative perspective. But hopefully he gets it together real soon. Okay, D-Dunk, what are you talking about? Okay, what's happening with Lucas? Lucas is saying, I think we should admit J-Mo was a mistake when JJ was available. Who is JJ? Justin Jefferson? No, he wasn't. Justin Jefferson? Is that who you're talking about? What's up? Antonio says, hey, Derek, I'm starting to see that whenever Gibbs fumbles in the game, Ben Johnson gets away from the run like he did in the NFC Championship too. You know what, man? So did Jahmyr Gibbs get destroyed yesterday? Yeah, he did. At the same time, though, you got to, if you're going to, like, you about to get hit. And I think Jahmyr got hit, but I still think he could have held on to the ball. I do. If it was only one hand on the ball. He's not the only running back that does that, though. He's not. I felt really bad for Jahmyr Gibbs when he fumbled yesterday because we were on a different side of the field than we were for the NFC title game. But I remember, man, like sitting in Levi Stadium and everybody was getting hype about this game. Like it was insane. The crowd is coming back alive. Brandon Ayuk had just caught that pass. The San Francisco 49ers score, and then Jahmyr Gibbs coughs it up right in like the red zone. And you could feel them. I felt so bad for him, man. Rookie was playing great and, led to a play that helped change the momentum. J-Mo does need to grow up. He does. There's no getting away from that. Is Gibbs a bona fide superstar now? Okay. Did he hit 1,000 yards yesterday? I'm going to say I want to give him superstar status, but if I can't give Brian Branch superstar status, I think he's a star. I think he is on the verge of superstar. I think he can be a superstar by the end of the year. I think he can be a superstar by the end of the year. He's definitely shut up every critic that ever, had something to say, but I think he's right there. I think, man, the only superstar I think is on our team, honestly, was Hutch, because Hutch would have had 15, 16 sacks by now. I think Hutch is a superstar. I think Kirby Joseph, Brian Branch, Jahmyr Gibbs are stars. I think they are on the cusp of superstar. I'm pretty sure the fumble was on the first play of our drive after they scored the TV. Fave, I think it was. Because where I was sitting, it was on the opposite end. So I was in the 400s I was on the end zone that Jameson Williams had the reverse that he scored on in the first quarter. I was on that end zone. So I was up and I almost fell down the stairs. So turns out I had COVID. I didn't even know. So I'm up in the 400s. So it's almost like you in the mountain. Jameson Williams I'm jumping up and down, and I almost fell in front of me, man. I got lightheaded and almost fell, and I was like, Derek, what's going on, man? I didn't know if I had used too much breath or what, and but I think it was COVID, bro. I almost fell, like, in front. It was crazy. Yes, St. Brown is a superstar as well. Panay Sewell, superstar. Thank you. You're right. Reminding me about those. Yeah. Yep. Those three for sure. I hated the Sewell. Bro, I hated that call. Okay, he'll get 1,000 during the Green Bay game. Plus, Brian, I believe, is a superstar because he's already in Defensive Player of the Year talks too. Well, I tell you what, he's definitely you notice when he's not there for sure. What's up, RG? Says, hey, D, just getting here now and found out that about Malcolm. This is crazy. How many more defensive players are we going to lose? At some point, it's going to cost us wins. Yeah. You know what? And I say this, RG. We've won 10 in a row. Eventually, that record's going to end, right? It's going to, unless we are the New England Patriots from 2007, which, I mean, Who knows? We could be, right? They didn't lose at all, but no, they did. They wind up being 19-1 or something like that, including the Super Bowl, because they do count that. They count the Super Bowl as a game. But if the Lions are going to lose a game, lose it in the next 5, lose it 1 in the next 5. Make it happen, because the elimination game is all I care about. I want the 1 seed, and we're going to talk about that, how important it is. But if you're going to lose, drop one now. Like, the Lions going to lose a game, I'm not going to be mad. If they would have lost yesterday, I had one issue, and that's, okay, here we go. We have lost 8 in a row on Thanksgiving. Like, that was my only issue. If they would have lost, I would have been like, I could nitpick about getting away from the run and blah, blah, blah. But I would have been like, yo, it's because, like, of Thanksgiving. Like, I'm tired of losing to Thanksgiving. What's up, Platypus? With the dono says, do we pay Ben Johnson anything he wants to say? And does your answer change if we win a Super Bowl or not? First of all, man, appreciate the dono. And I'm going to say that I would offer him, yes, I would offer him more if that's what it took to stay. And does the Super Bowl matter? And I think yes and no, bro. Here's why I say that. Ben Johnson is a smart guy. As a matter of fact, let's talk about it. We got a question by Platypus. Thank you for the donation. Says, do we pay Ben Johnson anything he wants to stay? And does your answer change if we win the Super Bowl? I'm going to say that I could see Ben Johnson getting a pay increase. Would I pay him anything he wants? I mean, within reason. So yeah, which is what I expect your question alludes to. Within reason, right? Can be making more than the head coach, but yes, do I pay him? Do I give him a pay increase? I absolutely do. And does my answer change if we win the Super Bowl or not? I'm going to say yes and no. Here's why I say that. Ben Johnson is a smart dude. And I compare him to, he's like a deer. He just comes in your backyard. He's grazing on the grass, right? You open the door, he gets spooked, he's gone. Ben Johnson, he is spooked easily. You know why? Because he knows that the grass, pun intended, is not necessarily greener on the other side. Let's take the coaching job that opened up today. Black Friday, Matt Eberflus was fired. Ben Johnson, in a way, helped that happen. Ben Johnson has been connected to the Chicago Bears. Ben Johnson wants to draft his quarterback. What if Caleb was that quarterback that he would have taken in the 2024 NFL draft? Well, if he goes over there, you got your quarterback. But you know what else they talk about when it comes to these NFL teams? The owners. And the Chicago Bears are not a place that I could see Ben Johnson wanting to go. You've gone through 2 head coaches in 4 years. In 2021, you drafted Justin Fields. That was Matt Nagy's last year. You have Matt Eberflus, who outside of his coaching debacle, his time management debacle on that Thanksgiving game, I mean, here it is that you wind up having the first pick 2 years in a row, and you take Caleb Williams. He hasn't been able to do, this team should be contending with the draft picks that they had to work with. And Ben Johnson, he is spooked very easy. And he realizes, and if you go look at the statistics of a quarterback having a job as a head coach, getting fired from that job, coming back in the NFL, period, but specifically as a head coach, they're low. They're low. Mike Vrabel, I think he's a great coach. He was a guy that I actually wanted when the Lions hired Matt Patricia. He was the guy that I wanted. When they hired Matt Patricia, Mike Vrabel was the guy I wanted as the coach of the Detroit Lions. He's not in the league right now. Bill Belichick, not in the league. Both of them wanted jobs. They're not in the league. Great coaches, not in the league right now. So every year, there is 5 to 8 coaching jobs that open up. And once you become a head coach, you don't get a bunch of chances. So you want to make it. And Ben Johnson was here with Matt Patricia. He was here. So he knows how a organization can go from 0 to hero, can go from a hot mess to Super Bowl contention. He don't want to go to a hot mess. Sheila Hemp has shown him the way by getting out of the way, right? Get out of the way. Put the right people in place and get out the way. So great question. Appreciate the donation. I think Ben Johnson will get a pay increase, and I think him leaving has to be the perfect situation. Eventually, that could happen. He could find the perfect situation. I do not think it is the Chicago Bears or any other coaching job that's open at this point. Great question. Thank you. I love that, bro. I love that, man. We might have to have a mailbag segment, man. But, obviously. What's up, your dad? What's going on, bro? Dad, where you been? Where you been? Appreciate the dono. Says 11-1. Let's go. Dad, man, what happened? What happened, bro? Where you at? Where you at, bro? Why you don't talk to me no more, man? What happened? I say pay him head coach pay. It seems like when a player makes a mistake on the offense, there's pretty much out the whole game. David Montgomery coughed it up earlier this season, and he took him out as well. Do you honestly think Hutch should have come back if he clears medical by the playoffs, or does he run the risk of being a Grant Hill scenario? I think he comes back. I think he should come back. The plays I hate is most plays when we toss the ball to an RB. I hate those plays, bro. I despise them. What up? What up? Okay, Jay. Okay. Oh, look, I had just answered the question, but you donated anyway. Says I work 70 hours a week. You suck as a parent then, Dad. Okay, we got another question. Hey, shout out to Smoke Jones for the donation. And what we'll do is you don't have to donate, but if you do, we'll make your question a video segment. Smoke Jones says, do you honestly think Hutch should come back if he clears medical by the playoffs? Or does he run the risk of being in a Grant Hill scenario? And if you guys are not familiar, back in the the early 2000s, the Detroit Pistons drafted Grant Hill. He then hurt his ankle. He came back. And if you ask him, was it a mistake to come back when he did? He'll tell you yes, essentially ruin his career. And that's what the question is. Do I think he should come back if he clears? I'm going to say yes. Here's why. He broke bones as opposed to ligaments. Ligaments are a whole different breed. Bones, they break, they heal, you're good. And also I trust the medical staff. And from what the Lions have shown me, they're dealing with players with injury. We saw it with Jameson Williams. We saw it with Hendon Hooker. They do not play around. If they don't think he's ready, he will not play, Super Bowl or not. Dan Campbell also believes that if there's any guy who could come back, it would be Aidan Hutchinson. Dan Campbell's in the building with him. I'm sure that the staff, he's very connected with, hey, what's going on? How realistic is it? How healthy will he be? But that's the beauty, if you can find beauty in what happened to Hutch, is he broke bones. Like we saw during the injury when he first got injured, how most of the doctors were saying that this was one of the best injuries he could have had for what he had. It wasn't a compound fracture. I've had one. They suck. It didn't come through the skin. It just broke. But everything else was attached. And I think Aidan Hutchinson is very fortunate that happened. As am I. I had a femur break that broke to the outside. And if you guys know, one of the biggest arteries that run in your body, if not the biggest, also runs along the biggest bone in your body. And if it would have broke inside to the inside of my thigh, I could have bled. I know it's kind of morbid, but that's how crazy it is. And I think that Aidan Hutchinson will absolutely return if it's okay by the coaching staff. Once it is a bone, once it heals fine. And also you hear that it heals stronger. Like I don't know if that's true. I mean, I could see it being true because you have the calcium that, kind of deposits around the break, and I could see it healing stronger. I mean, I don't know if that's fact, but I could see it healing stronger. And I'll tell you what, man, if there's anybody that I would love to see, I mean, you think about this. There are guys that started with this team in September. They're no longer with us, meaning on the team. James Houston went from a playoff contention to a top 5 draft pick in overnight. So he was drafted by the team that could possibly win a Super Bowl this year. And he is not on this team currently. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. But if Hutch can come back healthy and contribute and help this team win, I think you got to let him come back. And as far as I don't think it's a Grant Hill situation. If it was his ankle, his knee, anything else, I probably would say sit him out. But because it's a bone, I think, honestly, that's the only reason why he could come back, honestly. So let me know what you think down in the comments below, and thank you for your question. Yeah, you do not have to, you don't have to super chat for questions. But if you do, then I'll make that question a segment because I think you deserve it. Derek, do you believe Quan Alexander will make a big difference? Do you trust him? Bro, I don't really care. Honestly, I say that honestly. because we need bodies. And I know he's a pretty good player. I don't think he's great. I don't think he's not great. I think he's a body, and we need bodies. So I'd rather choose Cam Sutton. Ooh, Vildor over Cam Sutton, by the way. Age is a big factor. Yes, that's true as well. My only concern would be his mentality. Would his mentality be the same? That's a good question. Says, I broke my femur once, but I was sick, and Greg Landry was our QB. That's crazy. Wait, don't leave. Bro, we've been on for 45 minutes, man. I swear, time be absolutely flying, man. It really does. So let me see what else we got. Absolutely flying. How long would it take for Hutch to rehab his leg muscles to be able to play like he did before the break? Okay, so I can't really answer that question, but as a person who's broken a bone in the leg, your leg starts to shrink if you don't care for it. So for Hutch's main thing is going to be if he was ever in a cast. See, it's a little different. So when I broke my leg, you got a certain couple things you can do. If you break your leg and there's no surgery needed, there's no hardware that goes into your leg, you're going to heal the natural, organic, lengthy way. It's going to take a while. Your leg's going to be in a cast. It's going to shrink. It's going to get all shrivelly, and then you got to bring it back, right? Hutch, I don't know if he ever went in a cast. He got surgery. He got the hardware. You saw his foot up. But if he got the hardware, he probably could be working immediately. Like, as far as strengthening and conditioning. So I got a guy, the Denver Broncos syndicate guy, I think because he put this out there. He actually broke his leg and he prepped for surgery and stuff like that. This is many, many months ago. I think it was during the summer. And they wind up adding some hardware to his leg, and he was back up just like that. So it does make a difference. They don't break the bone. Wait, what? What does that say? They don't break the bone to make it long, though. Okay, what are you talking about? I don't necessarily understand that question. AG went from being my most hated coach to being one of my favorites in one season. I'm sorry for ever doubting you, AG. Well, you know what? I'm not sorry, because AG was stubborn. He was stubborn, bro. So I'm not sorry. I think he needed that fire lit under him, and because he talks a lot. He taught, I got my guys and blah, blah, blah. But he's doing well, and that's all that matters. I don't, it's whatever. There's a surgery to make someone taller? Yes, there is. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I would never do that. But yes, I did see that, and I could not believe what I was seeing. I legit could not believe what I was seeing. It was like, what is this? What are we doing? Right? The Chiefs about to come on. I hope they lose. Yeah, they start. We'll be off by then. Why would anyone make that? Bro, I saw a guy who was 5. He was 5 something. He was like 5'6". He wanted to be 6 feet. So he had the surgery. They literally have a clinic dedicated to being taller. It is the craziest thing that I've ever. First of all, and shame on you for bringing that up, because now it's the surgery would freak me out. What they have to do. Then what you have to do, there's a device that is attached to your leg, right? And you turn it, there's like a key. You have to turn this device a millimeter every day. And it's the most insane thing I've ever seen. I'm about to get to 7 now. You are done, bro. I love that we are willing. We know defense culture is amazing. Derek, are you going to go to the Green Bay game? Antonio, I might. I might. So here's where I'm at. I want to go to the Chicago game. So I'm supposed to be going to. I got a ticket to the Bills game. That's on the 15th. I want to go to the Chicago game if the weather is decent. I could probably deal with 30-ish degrees, maybe in the 20s. Layer up, get me a beanie. Get me some Under Armour stuff to go under my clothes, and I should be good. So I want to try to hit 8 every stadium. So I want to go to Green Bay. I still got the San Francisco trip that I'm still trying to go to. And then I want to make a push toward the playoffs. So I'm not sure, bro. I'm not sure. I would love to go, though. I'm going to try to be taller. Y'all are dumb. Y'all are dumb. I'm Mexican and 6 foot. Glad I was blessed with both. Yeah, I'm about 5'9", I think. My son is. There's a chance he could be taller than me. Can we survive a 3-game losing streak right now? Hypothetically, Smoke. Appreciate that, bro. I knew it was something I was forgetting. About the. Man, I'm glad you said that about the standings. It feels weird because it feels like a Monday, but it's not a Monday. It's actually a Friday. So I'm expecting power rankings to drop and all that other stuff that they're already out. All right. I hope Max has the game of his life today. All right. So let's do this. This will be the last segment of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate you guys, man. All right. So here we go. Got a real good question. And I was thinking about this last night after the Green Bay Packers won. I mean, the Dolphins, bro, just stay over there. Just stay in warm weather. You ain't built. They talk about us being a dome team and we can't play in the cold. I mean, they can't play in the cold, but they play outside. So does it really matter? But the Dolphins, man, laid a straight egg yesterday. Packers won, moved to 9-3, and the Packers are the Detroit Lions' next opponent. And I was thinking about some stuff, man, and what the Lions are getting decimated with injuries. We've got a 7-day break, which usually would be a 10-day break after the Thanksgiving game, but it's only 7. And we come back and we have 5 games left. Okay, 5 games left, and out of those 5 games, y'all ready for this? We have 3 division games. We have the San Francisco 49ers and the Buffalo Bills. In order, we've got the Green Bay Packers Thursday, the Buffalo Bills. We get 10 days after that on the 15th. Then we have the Chicago Bears in Chicago. Then we have the San Francisco 49ers December 30th. And then we end with the Minnesota Vikings at Ford Field. And that's going to be a game that could go. It's the NFC North is the best division in football. And there is zero margin for error when it comes to the Detroit Lions. So them holding on to win that game yesterday was huge for the Detroit Lions. But let's take a real quick look at the playoff standings right now. Now, just to put this out the way, I love seeing stuff like this. Let me scroll all the way down to the bottom here. And the very first team eliminated from playoff contention was the New York Giants. And I love seeing stuff like this. You got Kayvon Thibodeau, you traded for Brian Burns, you kept Ojulari, and now you're out the playoffs. So these guys will be playing the next 5 games essentially for pride and draft position. So the question is about basically what losses the Lions can afford, all right? I love this time of season because it is no room for error at all, okay? So Lions, you can see they're going to make the playoffs. There's no doubt about it. The Philadelphia Eagles play the Baltimore Ravens Sunday afternoon. We'll be doing a live stream of that game on Lions Syndicate. They play the Baltimore Ravens. So no matter what happens, let's deal with the NFC North first. The NFC North, let's go down here. Vikings play the Arizona Cardinals. If the Vikings win, it does not affect the Detroit Lions this week because they would still be a half game up. They would essentially be a game and a half, the Detroit Lions, ahead of the Vikings. So the Vikings, win or lose, the Lions still are first place in the North. Now, the Green Bay Packers, let's say the Lions lose to the Green Bay Packers. They drop to 11-2. The Packers are now 10-3. The Lions still would have an advantage. They split the season series, but the Lions have a better record, so that immediately breaks the tiebreaker. And the Bears are a game or 2 from being eliminated from playoff, from the NFC North. So these 2 teams are straight going into week 14. So we're good to go no matter what happens week 14. But this is where it gets kind of scary at. The Philadelphia Eagles, if they win, they go to 10-2. And then we got that situation. So then if the Lions lost against the Green Bay Packers, and now we're moving in to week 14, okay? Because we just started 13. We moving into 14. Now it gets a little more chippy because now the Lions would be sitting at, let's go to the actual schedule here. Let's go to here. And then we got to go to games. And let's go to schedule. Because here's where it gets kind of chippy. We're going to go to week 14. Oh, my God. I'm sorry. The stupid NFL games. We're going to go to schedule. I think that's it right here. All right, so let's skip to 14 because here's where it gets a little. Okay, 14. No, let's go to 15 because I already said 14. Let's go to 15. I forgot we're still in week 13. Let's go to 15. Here's where it gets a little sticky right here. Scroll down here. Lions play the Buffalo Bills. So let's say we lose against the Packers and now we're 11-2. We play the Buffalo Bills. We lose against the Buffalo Bills. We haven't lost 2 in a row in over 2 years. So that would be a first in 2 years. So let's say we lose these 2 games. So now we're all of a sudden 11-3. All right. If we go to Green Bay beats us. They're now 10-3. If they beat Seattle, then they move to 11-3. Now you're talking about tiebreakers with division. The Lions at that point will be 3-1 in the division. The Green Bay Packers have already lost to us. I don't remember what their record is, but I think we might be their only divisional loss. So now we go here. The Minnesota Vikings, let's say they win. And now they're 11-3, right? No, they would be 11. If they win, they would be 11-2, right? So this is the point where it starts to get sticky. And if the Lions drop 2 in a row and the Vikings were to win, then the Lions would go from the first seed. They would fall all the way down as we go to, let's go to teams, and I think it's playoff picture. They would fall all the way down to the 5th seed with just a few weeks to go. So they would drop all the way down here. So we have 3 teams in the playoffs from the NFC North. And this is probably going to be the way it is for the foreseeable future. The Packers, because don't forget, the Lions can still claim let's go back real quick. The Lions can claim a playoff berth with these things happening. Scores. Because I think this is the better one I want to see. Lions took care of business. The Raiders Chiefs about to play. They're already playing now. I guess kickoff was at 3. That's right. All right, so check it. Lions need, in order to clinch a playoff berth, we need the Cardinals to beat the Vikings. We need where we at? I think the Seahawks are in there somewhere. We need the Panthers to beat the Bucks. And we need the Bills to beat the 49ers, which is going to happen. So I think that's what we need. That's one of the scenarios that we need. So the Lions are good with a loss even in week 14. It's week 15, it starts getting sticky because it could be all jumbled up if the Lions drop 2 in a row. But let's say they lose if we are going to lose a game, I would prefer it to be against the Bills because it's an AFC opponent. It does not affect us in any of the tie-breaking necessarily scenarios. Those are way far down the line. You've got record, you've got division, you've got conference, you've got interconference. So you got all that stuff. So if we're going to lose a game in the next 2, I would really prefer it to be the Bills over the Packers because the Packers can all of a sudden knock us from the NFC North champion down to like the 5th seed. So the Lions don't have a lot of room for error. This is insane, man. This might be the best time that I've seen in the NFC North in a long time. So it's going to be touchy, y'all. It's definitely going to be touchy, man. But, okay, the game is on. Enjoy the game. We are about to... I'll be watching the videos, watching the game, and making some videos. You know what I'm saying? We will be back on Monday talking about whatever Dan Campbell, the stuff that we learned over the weekend. On Lion Syndicate, we will be live streaming on Sunday at 1 o'clock. We're going to do the Cardinals Vikings. We're going to do that over on Lion Syndicate. Then we're going to go straight into Ravens Eagles because Those two games are going to be huge. And we are looking for a Cardinal win, a Niners loss, and a Baltimore Ravens win. And a little bit of other stuff, man. The Lions could clinch a playoff berth going into week 14. How crazy is that? You guys are awesome, man. I will see you very soon. Go Lions, and prayers up to Malcolm Rodriguez, man. See y'all soon.
Hello, hello, good morning. Horns is blowing, and I'm pissing off the neighbors. Whether homegrown or imported, we feeling shorted, cause we waiting on our paper.
Real quick, shout out to the homie, send me this. The Minnesota Vikings, they waived a player. I don't think he makes it to the Detroit Lions, though. Gabriel Murphy, who is a rookie. They waived him, and now he will be probably claimed.
You don't know about the day, you don't know about the streets, cause when you're in the motor city, nothing is as pretty as the hustle. You don't know about the day, you don't know about the streets, cause when you're in the motor city, everything ain't pretty but it's love though. Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, when we get back on our feet. Yeah.